pond builder anywhere in the Tennessee Valley, and that includes remodeling or cleaning out existing ponds as well. They also have monthly maintenance plans for your pond. Don't have a pond? Well, how about a fountain or water feature for your property to bring that soothing sound of running water to your happy place? On the other hand, maybe you have water on your property that you don't want. Well, Ryan at All About Water is all about water, so he could take care of that as well. He has a background in fluid dynamics, and what that means is that he could take care of any water issue that you have. Finally, how about that irrigation system that you have or that you want? Well, they do installs and maintenance and repairs on those as well, because they are all about water. Learn more at allaboutwaterllc.com. That's allaboutwaterllc.com.
WCZN, Union Grove, Huntsville, Alabama. 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
Scott Tyson here with the 97.7 ESPN The Zone Sports Minute. The NCAA has suspended Tennessee linebacker Arion Carter for 2 games after he returned to college after his agent paid for a $427 flight. Carter will miss the Vols' season opener against Furman and Tennessee's road game at Georgia Tech. The UNA Lions opened up fall camp on Wednesday as they prepare for their season opener against Samford on August 29th inside Wicks Family Field. Brett Dearman enters his 4th season as Lions head coach. The Atlanta Braves split their doubleheader with the New York Mets on Wednesday, dropping game 1 3-2, but taking game 2 1-0. Atlanta now holds a 6.5 game lead over the Phillies in the NL East. Rocket City Trash Pandas even their series with Columbus last night, taking it 5-4. Same 2 teams back on the diamond tonight. 6:05 first pitch. Make sure and download the 97.7 ESPN The Zone app today.
You need to be more like a dog.
Like what you guys are doing. You've got your fingertip on the pulse of your listeners. You guys know what they're talking about.
Be a dog.
God bless the show. You are the Messiah.
We need more dogs.
This is the best show on radio.
The big dog, Thom Abraham, is here with you.
Hey, I see you, dog.
So settle in and get your bark on.
That's my dog.
Now live, here he is, the big dog.
Let's go, baby.
Thom Abraham.
How you doing? 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 How you doing?
Look, I don't speak Spanish.
I don't know how to say this, so I'm going to choose my words very carefully. I think you're a psycho.
Do you know who I am?
I mean, that guy sounds like El McPherson farting into Miles Davis' trumpet.
I guess I'm on here. Am I on? Can somebody respond?
Get off my
I have to drag my Yankee ass out of here.
Hey, good morning, everyone, and welcome to Throwback Thursday in the Doghouse. I am your host, Thom Abraham. So glad that you have joined us today. We got plenty to get into today over the next couple of hours, and we are looking for your contribution. That's right, to the show as well. As long as you bring a little value to the show. You know what I mean? We're looking for some good characters that got some good takes. If you want to jump on board, if it'll enhance us, that's what we're trying to do. All right? That's what we're looking for from you guys. So go ahead and get ready to do that. Today we are going to catch up with the Braves, who got another tremendous effort from Chris Sale last night to salvage one game against the lowly Mets. But with the Phillies suddenly struggling, Atlanta's lead in the NL East is back up to 6.5 games. So, you know, it right now feels a little bit comfortable for the, for the Braves. So Jesus Cano covers the team for The Athletic, and he's coming up at the bottom of this hour. So we'll have that for you coming up in a little bit, and we'll get his take on what's going on with the Braves. We are 5 days away from the trade deadline. So we wonder, what could be happening there. Is Tarek Skubal a guy that the Braves could be looking at? We'll see. At the top of the 11, former NFL Executive of the Year Jeff Diamond is back, courtesy of Valley Equipment Rental. By the way, Valley is also one of the sponsors that made it possible for us to bring you the Tennessee Titans beginning this season out of Huntsville. TOC and Owen Home Appliance were the others that stepped up for the Titans in the Valley. Of course, those of you that are listening in Winchester on ESPN Winchester also get the Titans all ready. So your phone lines are open. Feel free to jump in and contribute. 256-576-4977 will get you in. That number's good wherever, however you consume the show. We got a text window for you as well. We'll read and react to those on the air at 7329TA show, 732-982-7469. And finally, you can watch the show as well on WZZN TV on the YouTube. You can find it on the Facebook, the X. Go to my X feed at Thom Abraham Show, and you'll see it right there as well. All right, back in mission control. The gang is all here. The bandyman, Bailey Lowry, he's on the video production of the deal. And on the audio side, answering your calls and playing the tunes and chipping in with, occasionally with some interesting items. You never know when he's got something good to say. It's the grasshopper.
I'm the producer of this show. If I didn't step up, you're nowhere. I put this thing together on a spit and polish.
I don't know how to say this, so I'm going to choose my words very carefully. I think you're a psycho.
I have a sentimental weakness for my children, and I spoil them, as you can see. They talk when they should listen.
Give me back my son! What is your name? Detective. It doesn't matter what your name is!
I think this is one of the traits of a really good producer. Keep the talent happy.
It really doesn't matter what you think. All right? It really doesn't matter what you say.
I'm all jacked up on Mountain
Dew. You asked for it. It is Throwback Thursday, and so you asked for it. So for those of you that are watching on WZZN TV, and certainly the dudes on the other side of the glass in the control room can see this, you notice behind me that is color on color, Tennessee and Alabama, right? The two states that we're on in, Tennessee and Alabama playing color on color. I would love to see that come back. I think that it really looks cool.
Yeah, a little color rush action going on in college football. Why not?
Well, not that color rush. They're not monochromatic, but it's color on color, at least I like it.
I'm indifferent about it. I don't mind it either way. I mean, as long as the uniforms are serviceable, they look good, and you can tell which team is what, that's all I really care about.
Yeah, I want them to look like their teams. Apparently Adidas has done for Tennessee like a black uniform, a new smoky gray uniform.
I haven't seen those yet. Haven't seen them.
No, I haven't yet. But
that's what I was trying to get out of Josh Heupel. I was trying to ask him and maybe let him maybe hint out something new, because I don't know. Maybe Adidas might try something different, because Nike was the one that really started that smoky gray. Well,
no, smoky gray's been around for a while.
Yeah, they never looked really good.
I actually don't hate their smoky gray helmet, the one that looks like it's got the mountains in it, a little bit.
Yeah, I like that.
That one didn't bother me.
Last year's was pretty bad, though. I wasn't too big of a fan. It was more towards like aviation and all of that, and it was a little much going
on. What's bothering me right now is one fly. I've got one fly, and in this entire studio, he's got all these places that he can go, right? In his entire studio. He can go over on the helmets. He can go over on the books. He can go on the pennants. He can go on the pictures. He can go right over there on the awards. He's got places he can go all over there. We go over there in a coffee pot. No. He wants to harass me, okay? Me. Keeps landing on the camera, landing on the laptop, landing on the desktop. I mean, what is up with this?
He just wants to be a part of the show. Why not?
I guess.
But, I mean, again, you do have a lot of homes for insects inside of that office. I mean, I personally, if I was a fly, I would probably be on one of your little boats or maybe in a football helmet.
Go over there in the boat, Go on ahead.
Go fly fishing.
That's good. That's good. Now, that was funny. Fly fishing. I like that. All right, so talking season is wearing down now, right? With Big Ten Media Days wrapping up today. But it was revealed by John Summerall's wife that the new Gators coach, a Grissom High grad, gets a pedicure every 2 weeks during the season. And I was prepared to just let this go, like the Aaron Suttles story. I was just going to, you know what? I'm just going to let this go. But then ESPN's First Take got into the act, with Mike Greenberg, who I love, had Dan Orlovsky on. And Dan Orlovsky stated that he had a problem with dudes getting pedicures. Now I understand that my son Joe had an opinion on this as well yesterday morning on the starting lineup, which is his show on ESPN Winchester that precedes mine. My understanding is that he also came out vehemently against male manicure, pedicure culture, which is further proof that I raised a boy right. Okay? So I learned about all of this last night having dinner with our friends at Paisans in the square in Winchester. And my buddy, I don't want to embarrass him. So I'll change the names to protect the innocent. I don't want, we'll call him Bill, okay? To protect his identity. He proceeds to tell me that he not only gets monthly pedicures, but manicures and massages and facials. I mean, the dude is 77 years old, okay? He's got a face that looks like it'll hold a day of water now. Been around a minute. Been all over the world. But nothing is going to help him now. Not the facial. Not the pedicure. Not the manicure. Now, here's the thing. This fella, we'll call him Bill. He's a certified badass. I mean, he's a BA. He's a lifer in the Air Force. A criminal investigator. A dude that's gone like undercover to snare drug operations and stuff. He built like a fire hydrant. I mean, there was a time I guarantee you didn't want to mess with this dude. Wolverine Dan wouldn't want to mess with this dude. I mean, he's a man's man. And he's running around with polished toes and fingers.
Hey, sometimes those toes don't grow right, all right?
Oh, they keep up. Then put a. You don't have to wear sandals. You don't have to wear the flip flops. I don't have the prettiest feet in the world. They're not bad, but this is what I wear right here.
So nobody could see them. Yeah, so nobody could see them.
Yes.
Camouflage Crocs.
A camouflage Croc. Hide those things. I don't care whether they're... I can't look at the dude. I can't look at the dude without imagining him on a massage table or something.
I will say, it's one thing to be a man's man. You're comfortable in your own skin.
A man's man!
And you can do whatever you need to do to make sure your body's running right. But at the same time, seeing a John Summerall, a guy that's a real dude.
A dude
sitting back, has his feet up. It's pretty feminine. I will admit.
His wife did not need to say that. This is a hard pass for me. A hard pass for me. John, have you ever had a pedicure or a manicure?
I have had a pedicure once.
Why?
I was with my sister and my mom, and I think we were down in Florida, or it could have been in Alabama. It was a couple of years back. And we'll say it's very uncomfortable having people touch your toes.
I don't want anybody touching my feet. I don't want anybody touching my feet. My wife loves a foot massage. She's got the prettiest little feet, 5.5. I mean, I sit there and I massage your feet, I touch your feet, and then nothing makes her move or jump or anything else. Me, if anybody gets near my feet, I'm jumping out of my skin. Do not touch my feet.
It's the lack
and
of
I got no fingernails. I can't get a manicure. I got no fingernails. I mean, I'm like you.
I agree with that one.
Now, I will say this. Maybe a massage, a deep tissue massage would feel good. Loosen up the back a little bit, maybe. But who wants to massage? First of all, if it was a dude, I definitely don't want a dude giving me a massage. And if it's a woman. I don't want another woman touching me. I got a woman. I don't want another woman touching me. And then I got I got a relatively, a little bit of a hairy back there and everything else. I mean, what,
you got to trek through the woods to get to that back.
Right. And I don't want, I like a little shoulder massage every once in a while. My wife will kind of like give me a little shoulder, a little neck and shoulder massage. That's not bad. But that's it. Not laying on no table with a towel over me and they touch my legs and my feet and everything. I'm with Orlovsky on this. Apparently, a lot of dudes do this, though. Very uncomfortable. And I had found nothing negative. And I'm not necessarily going to, hold it against John Summerall. But I had found nothing negative to say about John Summerall. And then his wife's got to say, oh, he gets a pedicure every 2 weeks. I mean, do you know what that's going to do when he gets into SEC stadiums? Do you know what the student body of the visiting of the home team when he goes on the road with Florida are going to do when he comes? The posters that they're going to hold up and the foot they're going to make like he's got a foot fetish or something. Not comfortable.
They'd be preaching to the choir then.
Yeah. Kevin Stefanski must be cursed. He heads to Atlanta. If they're enduring 6 years in Cleveland with a quarterback carousel, getting stuck with this Deshaun Watson 5-year guaranteed $242 million contract and having to play, 60-year-old Joe Flacco and incompetent quarterbacks, really costing him his gig there. Had the midget Baker Mayfield, who was good. Wait a minute, you can't say midget anymore. Having the little person who was good. I mean, it's just one thing after another. And now he's in Atlanta, where he's got a loaded offense, but he needs to figure out the quarterback situation. He's got Michael Penix, who, of course, is injured and not ready to go yet. Okay, no worries. They brought in Tua Tagovailoa to revive his career, a guy who 2 years ago was the highest-rated quarterback in the NFL. And now Tua is down with what the Falcons are calling, quote, a flare-up of an undisclosed injury. It's the first day of camp and Tua is hurt. They had already cut Trevor Siemian, so all they had in camp to run all the reps was some undrafted free agent by the name of Jack Strand. He's a D2 kid from Minnesota Moorhead, which no one's ever even heard of, Minnesota Moorhead. You ever hear of Minnesota Moorhead?
Nope.
No. So they went out and they grabbed Cooper Rush off the street so they could at least run drills. I mean, Stefanski's got to be losing his mind. What does he do? What did he do to deserve this? And by the way, speaking of former Cowboy quarterbacks, I have now seen the complete video of Tony Romo's traffic stop that got him arrested. I mean, put in handcuffs and in the back of a car that he could barely fit in with a female cop. And I'll be honest with you, man. Seems like a whole lot of nothing to me. He was totally cooperative. She said she smelled alcohol on him. He didn't take a breathalyzer, which is your right to refuse a breathalyzer. He said the attorneys told him never to do that. He was trying to call his attorney when he was in the car. And, she made him get out of the car. We're supposed to do a field sobriety test, which they took him back to, the station to do a field sobriety test, which those things are kind of hard. I don't know that I could pass a field sobriety test right now. But he seemed... Have you seen the video, John?
I have not seen the video just yet.
Look it up during the break. Look it up at the TMZ video. I don't know how they got the video. They haven't done anything yet. They haven't adjudicated. It hasn't been... How does TMZ get these videos? They got the cop video. Somebody gave that to them. Somebody in the police department there in Wisconsin gave them the police video. Like the day after it happened. It hasn't even been to court or anything. And TMZ has the video. To be honest with you, he seems fine to me. It seems kind of like harassment. I mean, if you see the thing, what was the point of putting him in handcuffs? What was the point of him? I don't know. He seems fine to me. He got pulled over because he passed on the right. There were some slow vehicles, and he pulled across the white line and passed on the right, kind of on the shoulder of a freeway. All right, you don't do that. He seemed fine. I don't know. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. All right. Let's go to the lines and knock Philip out before we do our Braves interview at the bottom of the hour here. Philip, welcome to the show. How are you?
Free Tony Romo right now.
He's
this
free.
Is bogus. I tell you who ought to be in handcuffs. That stupid cop. That's who ought to be in handcuffs. She said nothing about any of this other stuff. She pulled him over because he passed on the right. Like she's never done it. Like no one who's ever driven a car has ever passed a jackwagon in the left-hand lane driving too freaking slow.
Yeah, but he did it on the shoulder. He did it on the shoulder. It's not like he didn't pass on the right in a lane. He did pass on the right on the shoulder. So that's going to get you. Look, that's going to get you stopped. I got stopped for something the other day. I can't remember what it was. It was something like, really? And I remember saying like, really? And I got stopped for it. So I could see him getting stopped, but it seemed like he was fine. It seemed like he was fine.
I don't think that it was the outside. I don't think it was into the emergency lane. I think there was a merging lane onto the interstate.
Yeah.
You know how you'll have a solid line for a little while. That's what it was.
Yeah, he went across the solid line, which technically is the shoulder,
Technically, I mean, good grief. One of two things happened to you. Either she's dumb as a stump, number one, for living where she is and not knowing who Tony Romo is.
Mm.
Or Aaron Rodgers has paid her to do this. It was a setup. They knew he was going to be playing in the golf tournament.
Yeah, he was in Wisconsin. Yeah, which is where he's from. He's a legend. He's a legend in Wisconsin. He was playing in a USGA type qualifier. The Wisconsin Amateur Championship is what he had played in. The funny thing is, he gets back to. They take him. She does the field sobriety test back in the garage, the police garage. They get away from the freeway traffic and everything. And now at this point in time, there's two male cops there with her. And the male cops almost look like, what are we doing here? The male cops know that's Tony Romo, okay? They know that that's Tony Romo. She had no idea. She had no idea who he was. And I give him credit because he went to great lengths not to say, I'm Tony freaking Romo. She asked him, it was really funny when she asked him, she goes, do you have any injuries? And he just kind of smiles and he says, yeah, there's been a few. I'm Tony freaking Romo.
Okay, so how about her assumption that because you just left a golf course, you're drunk? You're drinking because you just left a golf course because no one's ever been on a golf course and didn't drink. That was her assumption. Did you not hear her say that?
Yeah, well, you were playing golf. Yeah, so she assumes that because he was playing golf that he was hammered.
I mean,
and he doesn't act hammered. Now she says she smelled alcohol on him, but doesn't take the breathalyzer test. So there's really no way to know other than the fact that he failed the field sobriety test. But you got to be a damn near gymnast to pass one of those things.
He passed on the right. He made a career out of passing. If anybody can pass, Tony Romo can pass. Okay? I mean, good grief.
Yeah.
Probably, you might poo-poo this, probably the most gifted, talented quarterback ever in the NFL to not win a Super Bowl.
Not win a playoff game.
He's
not win a playoff game. I don't know that he is. I'd have to think about that a little bit. Because you know what? Like Archie Manning never even played in a playoff game, I don't think. Archie Manning was incredibly talented. There are a lot of quarterbacks that didn't win a playoff game. He never even won a playoff game. Not played in the Super Bowl. Never won a playoff game.
Are you serious?
I'm not sure that Dak Prescott isn't more talented than he is.
No, dude. Tony Romo was so freaking good. That's why it was so freaking stupid that we never won anything with him. Very talented dude, man.
Yeah.
Solid. But this
All right, man.
I mean, what's the world coming to? Seriously, if you can't go golf, go to Ruby Tuesdays and have lunch and have a beer. You're DUI. You're drunk. We got mad mothers running up. Let me tell you who's killing people out on the road today. It ain't people under the influence of alcohol. It's people under the influence of their damn telephones.
Well,
computer screens on their cars, and nobody's paying attention to what in the heck is going on. It ain't because of drunk drivers.
Drunk drivers are a problem. Wait, but don't. Drunk drivers are definitely a problem. In this case, I don't think he was a drunk driver. I just doesn't appear that way. But you're right. Distracted driving. That's what got Kyle Shanahan almost killed. He dropped his phone and he's bending over to pick up his phone. He picks his head up and he slams into a 21-year-old girl in an SUV. So thanks for the call, Philip. It's a good job by you. I'm not going to look. If he's legitimately drunk driving, I mean, that's a bad thing. I think that we're too easy on DUIs. I think we're too easy on DUIs. But if you watch that video, it doesn't seem in any way, shape, or form that there's a DUI going on there. It just doesn't feel that way. All right, we get a break in here. When we come back, Jesus Cano will join us next. We'll talk some Braves, get caught up with them right after this on the Thom Abraham Show.
Since 1983, Berkshire Hathaway Rise Real Estate's Ann Adams has been your local go-to real estate expert in the area. As a buyer, you can trust Ann's in-depth knowledge of the local housing market to narrow available properties down to those you'll be interested in, saving you time when shopping for a new home. When you're ready to sell, Ann's expert negotiation skills will ensure you get a fair price and hassle-free experience. Call Ann Adams today at 256-337-2625 or email annadamsrise@gmail.com.
Hey, I'm Bobby White, and we've got the hottest deals on the coolest rides in North Alabama during our summer sales event at Lynn Layton Ford in Decatur. With your good credit, get 0% financing, 0 payments for 90 days, 0 cost of maintenance for 2 years, and $1,000 down payment assistance on a huge selection of new Fords. Get up to $10,000 off MSRP on remaining 25 Broncos. $10,000 off. While they last, get up to $7,000 off MSRP on 25 Bronco Sports. $7,000 off. Factory fresh new 26 F-150 STX crew cabs started under $41,000, and Lynn Layton Ford will never add any dealer dock fee or ridiculous upcharge. Don't miss out on 0%, 0 payments for 90 days, 0 cost for maintenance for 2 years, and $1,000 down payment assistance on a huge selection of new Fords. Hurry to Lynn Layton Ford in the heart of Ford country, just a mile south of the Beltline in Decatur, or lynnlaytonford.com.
At the Huntsville Sports Commission, we do sports. The Rocket City is your destination for world-class sports in North Alabama. The Huntsville Sports Commission brings championships and other exciting athletic events to our city. From youth leagues to national championships, we're driving tourism, boosting local business, and building a stronger, more active community. When you team up with us, we'll worry about the details so you don't have to. We do sports.
Looking for your next great round of golf? Take the short drive from the Tennessee Valley to the Bear Trace at Tim's Ford in Winchester. This spectacular Jack Nicklaus designed 18-hole course sits along scenic Tim's Ford Lake, featuring rolling fairways, challenging greens, and lake views that'll make the trip well worth it. Whether you're planning a weekly foursome, a company outing, or just sneaking in around, Bear Trace offers one of the best public golf experiences in the region. Book your tee time today at tnstateparks.com and play the Bear Trace at Tim's Ford.
Hi, this is Wes Neighbors. I'm here with Sam Fleming with Fleming Roofing and Restoration. Sam, tell the folks about Fleming Roofing and Restoration.
Hey Wes, our company Fleming Roofing and Restoration specializes in commercial and residential roofing and repairs. I'm a fifth generation Huntsvillian and our family's been doing construction business in Huntsville area since 1965.
Sam, what kind of roofs does Fleming Roofing and Restoration do?
Our guys are skilled enough we can come out and address any kind of leaks or issues you might have on your commercial, on your metal roofing, on your shingles. We can do anything and we can offer you a solution to repair it or we can replace it.
Well, you guys also do insurance restoration.
Our staff has 10 plus years of experience as insurance adjusters and we really do know the inside and out of the claims process at Fleming Roofing and Restoration.
Check out Fleming Roofing and Restoration online at FlemingHSV.com, or you can call or text them at 256-651-9440.
Hey Wes, we show up.
Hi, my name is Dan Aldridge. I'm here to let you know about the Aldridge Law Firm and the soon-to-be-announced Legal Town Center. I've been practicing law in Alabama since 1984, and I also practice in Tennessee. And I'm from North Alabama, and I'm here to represent you and take care of your legal needs. For many of us, hiring an attorney is not high on the priority list, and maybe a little scary. But it's something that we all need at some point. So by all means, do your homework. And if you need representation for car accident, wrongful death, medical malpractice, nursing home abuse, or estate planning, or any other matter, just give us a call at 256-534-3188. And you can email me at Dan, that is Dan at danaldridgelaw.com. Dan at danaldridgelaw.com. God bless America.
No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
97.7 ESPN The Zone.
This segment of the Tom Abraham Show is brought to you by Ross Roberts and his team at Valley Equipment Rental, and they have a brand new product for you. If you happen to be standing on a concrete or tile floor, Valley Equipment has the exact machine for you. Now, whether it's new construction or daily work environments or an area that's been neglected for far too long, the Valley Equipment team of experienced professionals can help you get the right floor scrubber or sweeper for your needs. Call Valley Equipment and ask them for more details on how they can help you out today. All right, I'll give just Throwback Thursday. That's throwback music throughout the show. Sounds like a TV theme song. So I'll give. What's it from, John?
Wheel of Fortune.
Oh, that's
Changing
Wheel
Keys.
of Fortune? Okay. I never did that come home from school, watch TV type thing. I was always working. We had horses to take care of, and there was, there was property to take care of and stuff on a little small horse farm that I grew up on. They never had that, come home. Hey, let's come home and watch, I guess when I was little, we used to watch Hogan's Heroes and the Andy Griffith Show. But it was usually a little bit later on than that. All right, joining us now, a guy that's probably not old enough to remember the Andy Griffith Show always being on during rain delays on TBS when the Braves were originally on the Superstation, and every time there'd be a rain delay, they'd go to the Andy Griffith Show. But he covers the team now. Jesus Cano, covering the Atlanta Braves for The Athletic, joins us on the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline and on WZZN TV. Jesus, welcome back to the show, man. How are you?
Having me. It's really great to be back. Always fun time to be able to do it with you guys. And yeah, I am not familiar with the Andy Griffin Show, but it did sound like at the beginning like I was on some sort of game show, so it made sense that it was Wheel of Fortune. So we'll see what happens here today, but I'm always glad to be here.
So pull back the curtain a little bit. You guys wrap up in New York. You're embedded with the team. I would assume you then come back. When do you get back into town? They got to play again tonight.
Yeah, so that's interesting. So I came home yesterday. I was scheduled to come home yesterday, regardless, because originally the Wednesday game was supposed to be a day. What's it called? A day game, right? So when that happened, I just wasn't able to go to that third game, but I would have gone home, I think at 8 p.m., been back here. I was back here around midnight, 1 a.m., went to sleep, and then, just getting ready ahead of everything. Normally I like to take days off after a travel day like that. especially since the Athletics so great with giving us, time off during the season. But with the trade deadline, you just cannot miss anything right now. Like I am full focused up until that trade deadline. We can rest later in the month, but that's kind of what the schedule looks like for me, at least. I know Mark Bowman and Chad Bishop, who are the other beat reporters, they stayed an extra night in New York because of the third game. So I didn't have that luxury. So I came home a day when I was originally scheduled to go home.
Then you got knuckleheads like me tracking you down and say, "Hey, come on my show and talk about the Braves," and so you answered the bell. I appreciate that. That's for sure. You missed the good one though, right? There he is again, Chris Sale, 37 years old. I mean, I own it every time I talk about that kid, about the fact that I totally missed on that. I thought it was a waste when they got him, and it's like he was washed, and he just keeps on keeping on. Now giving him, now 3 really solid years and a much-needed win last night. The last thing you want to do is get swept by the lowly Mets, especially when the Phillies are circling the drain, and you actually can kind of stretch things out a little bit.
Yeah, no, for sure. I think every time, and I've told this to multiple people before, what's been the kind of one of the coolest things about covering this team so far, it's been watching Chris Sale pitch, but it's also just getting to see how he acts behind the scenes, in the clubhouse, the way he goes about his routine, the way he instills a lot of knowledge in a lot of the young pitchers they have, and, really has changed as a person from when he was first here to where he's at now. He admits that he's a lot more relaxed, a lot more laid back, a lot less intense, and still sticks to the same routine. And he continues to defy the odds every single time he's out there. Like, I don't think we've seen a very, very few pitchers, obviously, of your Verlanders here and there, but to be able to do what he's doing at his age 37 season, I mean, he is a Cy Young candidate in his age 37 season. And like you mentioned, when the Braves first acquired him a few years ago, you probably would have thought he might have been in his dog days of his career, but he probably looks as best as when he first arrived on the scene with the White Sox.
Yeah. He looks amazing. There's no doubt about it. He has been very, very good. And, it got a little bit hairy there for a minute. I think it got all the way down a 2-game lead over the Phillies as the Phillies were on a rampage. But since the All-Star break, they have been scuffling. They kind of scuffled their way into the All-Star break. And now all of a sudden it's 6.5 again. The Marlins had gone in the tank. They've come back with 3 straight wins now. But, it feels like now it's a little bit of comfortable lead to where, another couple of weeks keeping it at this number, and they're going to be fine to win this division.
Yeah, I think it should trend in that direction, but as you can see, I mean, there's still plenty of games left in the season, so anything can change. But I think definitely there is a little bit less. I know you said there's like a little bit more wiggle room to experiment with stuff that's going on, because when they were going through that really bad slump in June, and the Phillies were all of a sudden doing good and the Marlins were doing amazing too, I think that's when they truly started to feel the pressure now. And I think now everything's kind of gone back to the way it was trending before, right? Because before the Mets series, they took the Rangers, they took the Orioles series. That they needed to handle the Padres series too, so that's kind of on brand to the brand that the Braves baseball had heading into it. But also, the trade deadline could also, just change the way everything goes whether it's for the Braves, whether it's for the Phillies. I don't think so much for the Marlins. I would kind of count them out at this point. I know they've been talking about being sellers with a lot of the starting pitching, a lot of the position players that they have, including guys like Otto Lopez, that has been such a key contributor to them. So it seems like they're trending that direction. But with the trade deadline here, I mean, they got to take advantage of whatever they can receive during that time. I mean, it's just a few days away. AA is going to be busy on the phones and stuff like that. So we'll definitely see a different landscape coming up here soon, because the Phillies are also going to look to add too.
Yeah, well, in a few years ago, the last time the Braves won the World Series, they had completely changed their complexion. August, when all of a sudden there was these dudes that we hadn't even seen in Braves uniforms that led them to that win. It seems to be fairly quiet. Every once in a while, you hear their name associated to Tarek Skubal or something like that. If they do anything, where is it they try to shore up, and who might be a target for the Braves?
It has to be the starting pitching, and a lot of people are very set on the Tarek Skubal sweepstakes, which as they should. He's such a talented pitcher that's going to make any team he joins much better. I mean, it could be a team like the Dodgers, or he become a team like the Rockies. Obviously, they're not going to trade for him, but I'm just saying that's how much he elevates the game when he's part of that team. But there's also been another pitcher that a lot of people haven't talked about, and what we know here at The Athletic is that the The Tigers want to trade a starter, whether that be School or anybody else. That's what we've learned. And Casey Mize has been a pretty good target for the Braves to be able to look at too. I've heard from what we've been told that there's been a couple inquiries on his end. When I was down in Rome last week, I reported that there was a Tiger scout there cross-checking a couple players' defense that was happening down there. And I think that's kind of a likely scenario to happen right there. But I think there's also the need for more than just one starting pitcher to be able to go deep into the games and deep into the season for them too. Because as a result, you see a lot of the starting pitching they have. Chris Sale has been Chris Sale. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah.
Chris Hill is going to be Chris Hill throughout the rest of the season. But after that, that's when it starts to get a little bit shaky. Bryce Elder wasn't to the form he was at the beginning of the season. Martin Perez, Grant Holmes, and Ronaldo Lopez have all been very serviceable. They can give you 5, maybe 6 innings at the max, give up 2 to 3 runs, and still put your team in a position to win if the offense can come back. But you're not going to need a lot more to do that, especially when you get into the late months of October and September when these games really matter the most and the bullpen's going to be taxed by the end of the season. I mean, they've been, operating with a very aggressive mindset of a win-now mindset every time they use the bullpen, no matter what lead they have, whether it's a 4 or 3-run lead. Walt Weiss understands the importance of being able to do that. And if they're able to get a pitcher that can go deep and give them quality outings every time and kind of alleviate the pressure a little bit so you're not using a lot of your higher leverage arms, it's going to go such a long way for this Braves team.
Yeah, the Tigers situation kind of reminds me of a few years ago when Shohei Ohtani was with the Angels and they ended up not moving him. He says he'd love to stay in Detroit. Detroit acts like they're a small market team. I don't know why it's like impossible that they could sign him to a new deal after he becomes a free agent at the end of the year. But they're in a funky spot. They're 4.5 out, and that's about where the Angels were when they decided to make a run for it with Shohei Ohtani and not trade him. Who knows what they could have gotten for Shohei Ohtani at that point. But, in the American League, probably Toronto even still feels at 5.5 back of the last wild card spot that they're still in it. So there's really only 3 teams in the American League, Kansas City, the Athletics, and the Angels, who are definitely out of it. And in the National League, you really only got, I'd say the Reds, Giants, Mets, and Rockies that are quote unquote out of it. So many teams still in it. So everybody's kind of picking over just a few teams really to try and find, what they need to get them over the hump.
Yeah, it's true. And my philosophy has always been given. I'm just a sports writer, right? But my philosophy has been, if you don't feel 100% confident in the team you have at this very moment, regardless of the standings, that they can go out and win a World Series, at that point, you have to look at yourself in the mirror and be okay with selling at this point in the season. Because do the Tigers, do the Blue Jays, regardless of where they're standing right now, if they got hot at the right moment, could they potentially, add a player here or there too and make a run like they are predicted to do it? Not realistically speaking at that point. And just imagine the haul you would be able to get for Tarek Skubal. Whether it's the Dodgers have such a strong farm system. The Braves have a really strong farm system. The Rays, who are interested too, have a really good farm system. Like would be able to get a lot of talent that not only is just close to major league ready, but at the same time, you got guys that you could be able to develop down the road. I remember reading one time, you mentioned Shohei when he was with the Angels. The Rays were interested in one of the players that they were interested in dealing, Junior Caminero. Now, can you imagine the Los Angeles Angels with Junior Caminero on this team? I mean, they probably will, right? But still, having a guy who's going to probably be a top 3 finisher in the MVP this year for half a season of Shohei Ohtani and the moves that they ended up making that year, none of them ended up panning out for them. Luckily, the prospects they sent over didn't end up panning out either. But when you're in those type of situations, if you know you're not going to win, just sell.
Yeah, that's a good point. Jesus Cano with us embedded with the Braves. If you were to tell me at this point in the season that Drake Baldwin would, be hitting 60 points higher than Austin Riley, that he would have 8 more home runs than Austin Riley, that he'd have more RBI than Austin Riley, I'd have told you were on something crazy. And boy, what a season he's been having. But the flip side is, I said, they just need to get Austin Riley to the point where he can be the clutch guy that he has been in the past. I think that's a big part of it because they wouldn't be favored against the Dodgers, obviously, but I'm not sure that in a short series, how I would feel about them playing the Phillies or some of the other teams that could come out of the National League. They need Austin Riley to get going, and they need Drake Baldwin to stay going.
Yeah, and I think the key thing, we'll start with Drake Baldwin first, is that when he went through that slump right after coming off the right oblique injury about a month ago, I think it was the first time he had ever dealt with any type of failure in his professional baseball career. And that says a lot because the game is such a long season. A lot can happen in between here and there. And like I wrote a story about him when he made the All-Star game, he was not the same guy. There was a lot of things running through his mind. You could see in the way he went about things, very quiet, very reserved. And when he started hitting the ball, it turns into the Drake Baldwin guy that a lot of people gravitate towards that clubhouse. And that's been the key thing because he's come up huge for them. He's been a better leadoff hitter this year for them than Ronald Acuna Jr. because he's filled in so much for him during his absence. And as we saw yesterday in the game, Walt Weiss isn't afraid to keep him in the leadoff spot, even with Acuna back in the lineup. And that might be a good way it operates, especially with how left-handed heavy that top of the order is for them, too. So you're right. It's been such a key for them. The team was a much different version of themselves without Baldwin. But at the same time, then you have guys like Baldwin stepping up. But look at the left side of the infield specifically. Austin Riley and both Ha-Seong Kim, too. That just, with both of them in there, it just hasn't been a very productive left side of the infield. And I've talked to Austin Riley in the past. It's not like he's just dilly-dallying in the clubhouse doing anything like that. He's doing everything he can to find his rhythm, to be able to work on his timing with hitting coach Tim Hires, getting a little bit more hip movement when he's able to deliver through the ball. And I think you saw that at the beginning, coming off of the All-Star break against the Rangers, but it just hasn't reappeared since then. And I think the only saving grace is that he still plays pretty solid defense. I know this past weekend against the Mets, there was a little bit of flaws that came in here and there, but still, like, if just imagine how better this team would be. I mean, they probably would still have a double-digit lead if Austin Riley was the Austin Riley of old. I think about yesterday's game one in the doubleheader. I mean, he came up with the game-tying run on base. Ended up getting to second, and he struck out. And now it's at the point where it's like, okay, would it have been better to have a pinch hitter in that situation? Could a Dom Smith, whoever else was available, had a chance to be able to put him in that position and play? Admittedly, that should have been a question I should have asked Walt Weiss to be able to assess that, because it's at the point. Walt Weiss, multiple times, has said, I want to put the best team possible every single week. Every time we're out there, these 9 guys, the starting pitcher, the relievers that are put out there, are going to be the guys that are going to put us in the best position to win. At this point, is having Austin Riley in situations like that the best thing to put yourself in position to win? Based on this season, it hasn't been the case. Historical references, sure, of course it is, but we're talking about right now. It's going to be interesting, and I get the pressure of having to do it because you invested so much money into him, and you deservedly earned that money through the first beginning years, but it did slowly start to decline, and now you just hit that point.
Yeah, he's just Cano with us there covering the Braves. And then the flip side is Matt Olson. I mean, he leads the team in doubles. He leads the team in homers, hitting 264. I keep looking for – I had felt like when they lost Freddie Freeman and they brought in Matt Olson, I said in 5 years you'll be happy that you got Matt Olson as opposed to Freddie Freeman. He'll start fading. Freddie just keeps producing, though. I mean, he's hitting 302. A 300 hitter in this day and age in baseball is like a unicorn. I mean, it's crazy. It's an albatross. I mean, it's nuts for him to be doing that, but he is doing it. But 15 homers and 50 RBI or so. Olson has him on the slug side of things. He has almost as many hits as Freddie as well. So it feels like we're getting to that point where that worm is turning, and Matt Olson is the one thing that you can really, really depend on, it feels like, with the Braves.
Yeah, it's not just what he does at the plate. I mean, there's a reason he's been the modern-day Iron Man of MLB with the way he's able to stay healthy and consistently in the lineup. That creates so much value, too. But I was talking to Drake Baldwin about the way he interacts with Matt Olson, and the way he described it to me was it just feels like every time he goes to the plate, he's putting an ace swing every time he's out there. And I think you really see the way he's able to do at bats, and also the way he's just able to dissect that bats, what he finds out doesn't work well for him, and then eventually puts him on the play. We saw that in game one. Struck out twice to old friend Sean Manaea, who he played with on the A's. Have a really good bond. Struck out swinging, struck out looking. Third at bat, sends it out, ties the game for the Braves. And I think that just kind of really shows his meticulous approach to be able to dissect an at bat, understand what's working well for him in that moment, and turn within the game. A lot of guys, just come into it without really a set mindset of a plan to come to at the plate. Olson always comes with that. You can see it in the way he takes the at-bats, and he's just been such a reliable aspect for them. And same thing, like I remember I grew up an A's fan, so I was still following the A's at the time when Matt Olson got traded, and a lot of people were like, is this the guy that's really supposed to be the successor for for Freddie Freeman. And yeah, he's not going to replace Freddie Freeman, but he's kind of, in the position where you can make an argument that he should have been the first base starter during the All-Star game over Freddie Freeman. He's produced a lot more, as you mentioned, on the slugging numbers and on that side. And I think he just adds so much value too, from like a mature and at this point veteran experience in his career that kind of emanates within that clubhouse too. There's so much value to just having him there. He's kind of this silent leader that leads by example and just shows up every single time for the Braves.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Jesus Cano has been our guest. Jesus, I appreciate you. I appreciate you doing it on short rest, and have fun with the Nationals in town, and then back to New York. What a goofy schedule. I mean, the Yankees went to Chicago, they just finished a series with the White Sox. Now they'll go to Northside, play the Cubs. That makes sense. The Braves went to New York. They're playing the Yankees in another week. Why not stay there and play the Mets and the Yankees back to back? How do they do the scheduling like this? It's crazy.
It's true, and I saw somebody put out a tweet yesterday just that the Braves are in a 17-game stretch to begin the second half, kind of similar to where they were at the beginning of the season, and it's kind of the longest stretch among most teams. But like the Dodgers, their longest stretch was like 12 or 13 days, and they get an off day in between. Not a conspiracy theorist or anything like that, but looks a little bit fishy on that end. But at the end of the day, the Braves are in first place. They have a comfortable lead right now. They're going to become better at the trade deadline. It's going to be interesting to see, the next time we're talking what position they're in.
Always a pleasure. I appreciate you joining us.
No problem. Take care, guys.
All right, there you go. Jesus Cano with his Fresno State flag behind him there. It's a good job by him. All right, we're going to get a break in here. When we come back, we'll set you up for the second hour of the show next, right here on the Thom Abraham Show.
You're listening to the Thom Abraham Show on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
This is Brent Musburger's VSiN Action Update on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Drivers who switch to Progressive have an annual savings of nearly $750. Progressive.com.
The Atlanta Braves split a doubleheader yesterday with the New York Mets. Grant Holmes on the mound for the Braves today, minus 149. Holmes 6-4, a 3.79 ERA. It's Jake Irvin for the Nationals, 2-4, a 5.23 earned run average. Nationals a plus 123 underdog, 9.5 under the total today at Truist Park. Cameron Young, the plus 980 favorite to win the Rocket Classic at the Detroit Golf Club this week. Xander Schauffele is 16-1. Chris Cotter up 18-1. Wyndham Clark 19-1. VSiN's Wes Reynolds likes one long shot. Jackson Suber at 82-1. For more, go to VSIN.com. Mike Sennett, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Since 1983, Berkshire Hathaway Rise Real Estate's Ann Adams has been your local go-to real estate expert in the area. As a buyer, you can trust Ann's in-depth knowledge of the local housing market to narrow available properties down to those you'll be interested in, saving you time when shopping for a new home. When you're ready to sell, Ann's expert negotiation skills will ensure you get a fair price and hassle-free experience. Call Ann Adams today at 256-337-2625 or email annadamsrise@gmail.com. Eagle Masonry and Installation. It's right there in the name. Eagle is your one-stop shop for block, stone, or brickwork, monument signs, and outdoor kitchens and fireplaces. Eagle also offers the finest craftsmanship and insulation, including fiberglass or spray foam insulation, and of course, insulation removal. Philip Love and his team have years of experience, bringing the region the best in masonry and insulation services. For more information and a quote, visit insulatewitheagle.com or call 256-755-1556. Eagle saves you time. Eagle saves you money.
You invest in your customers with your heart, soul, and skill. Well, it's time to invest in yourself with the next generation Cat 255 compact track loaders from Thompson Tractor. After all, those who give their best deserve the best. And this machine has it all. With features that include a more powerful engine, tri-axle truck loading capabilities, a spacious cab, and a smooth ride for all-day comfort. Thompson Tractor knows how much value you place on your customers' satisfaction. It's how you build your business. It's also how we build ours. Since 1957, hardworking folks like you have counted on Thompson to provide the absolute best lineup of equipment in the industry. all backed by a customer service and product support team that time and again have proven to be second to none. It's all about maintaining peak performance. Always has been, always will be. Visit ThompsonTractor.com for details. Thompson Tractor, we're here for you.
Are you tired of chasing a roofing contractor to show up on time or even show up at all? I'm Sam Fleming with Fleming Roofing and Restoration. Our motto at Fleming Roofing is we show up. Our goal at Fleming Roofing is to provide the reliable customer service that you deserve, and we have the resources to meet all of your roofing needs: residential, commercial, industrial, replacement, or repairs. We are manufacturer certified for roof coatings, single-ply membranes, and asphalt shingles. Whenever you need a roofing professional you can count on, call Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We are committed to finding the solution that meets your needs. We don't have quotas or heavy-handed sales tactics. Fleming Roofing, we have expert experience. We show up. Free estimates, residential, commercial, industrial, replacement, or repairs. Check us out at FlemingHSV.com. FlemingHSV.com. When you need a quick response, it's Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We show up.
Your Fox 54 weather.
I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. A fantastic Thursday across North Alabama, southern Middle Tennessee. Plenty of sunshine. Temperatures climbing into the mid and upper 80s. Some of us could see the lower 90s. It's not going to be oppressively humid either. Temperatures dropping into the mid 60s as we head into the overnight. A mostly cloudy sky for your Friday. There's going to be a rain chance Friday evening into the overnight. Temperatures climbing into the upper 80s.
Your Fox 54 weather. Only on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Thom Abraham here for my friends at All About Water, LLC. Look, those spring and summer rains are going to hit at some point, and when they do, you need Ryan at All About Water to help you deal with keeping it away from your foundation or doing damage on your property. Now, his background is in fluid dynamics, and that assures you that they can handle any job, including building and maintaining a pond or any other sort of water feature. Learn more at allaboutwaterllc.com. That's allaboutwaterllc.com. So are we going all video game?
No. Game show.
Oh, game shows?
All game shows. All
We're
day.
going all game shows today? Okay, good.
Period game is this one.
What do you mean period games?
Pyramid game.
Oh, pyramid. Oh, pyramid games. Yeah. Grumpy says, does Wolverine Dan get manicures? I'll give you even money that he does.
You know, with Wolverine Dan, you don't know if he's going to kick your ass or cut your hair.
He could be a manicure guy. I could see Wolverine Dan get a little pedicure with Wolverine Ginger. See that happening. All right, hour number one's in the hopper. When we come back, we shift gears to the NFL with former NFL Executive of the Year Jeff Diamond joining us, courtesy of Valley Equipment Rental. He's up next, right here, in the Thom Abraham Show.
The Orthopedic Center. It's in the name. TOC, the premier choice for all your orthopedic needs. With over 40 physicians and 20 centers of excellence, TOC is the name to trust for complete, expert orthopedic care. And that word center, we mean it. With more than a dozen locations across North Alabama and the Tennessee Valley, TOC is in your community whenever you need us. As the state's largest orthopedic practice, TOC is built on trust. Trust we've earned with every patient we serve. You can see that trust on the field, too. As the official sports medicine provider for the Huntsville Havoc, Huntsville City Football Club, Oakwood and Alabama A&M universities, thousands of athletes and coaches count on TOC to keep them in the game. From student athletes to unexpected injuries, our urgent ortho clinics offer prompt, expert care. No appointment necessary. So remember, when it comes to your health and mobility, trust the name that says it all. TOC, helping you live a better life.
You've got to experience Toyotathon at Bill Penny Toyota. They've got the selection with over 700 new Toyotas to choose from. And they've got the extras with Bill Penny perks and a 10-year unlimited warranty. So get on over to Bill Penny Toyota today and experience Toyotathon. Bill Penny Toyota in Huntsville and online at BillPennyToyota.com. Bill Penny's Toyota 10-year unlimited warranty is valid through the 10th year of ownership. Valid on new vehicles only. See dealer for details.
When you call most roofing companies, all you'll hear is, you need a new roof. Not when you call Fleming. At Fleming Roofing and Restoration, we're focused on your needs, whether it's an easy repair or a full roof replacement. Folks around here have trusted Fleming since 1965 for all their residential and commercial roofing needs. And as the area's storm damage experts, Fleming knows all the ins and outs of the insurance claims process. Log on FlemingHSV.com to schedule your free estimate today. Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We show up.
The climb starts now. Quarterback Cam Ward enters year 2 with something to prove.
Cam takes a shotgun snap, throws short side. That is a Titans touchdown.
New Titans head coach Robert Saleh leads the charge from the sidelines. And in year 2 behind the mic, Taylor Zarzer sets the scene with Ramon Foster. Hear every moment on this great Titans radio station.
Your home of the Tennessee Titans is 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Forgiveness. Wow, what a word. What a gift. All of us have done things in our lives that we regret. All of us have done things that are disobedient. All of us have sinned and fallen short of the glory of God. Thank God for his forgiveness. Thank God that he separates our sins as far as the east is from the west and remembers them no more. Hey, I'm John Dees, pastor at Cross Point Church, smack dab across the street from the YMCA in Madison. Check us out at cpcfamily.org.
WZZN, Union Grove, Huntsville, Alabama. 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Scott Tyson here with your 97.7 ESPN The Zone Sports Minute. The NCAA has suspended Tennessee linebacker Arion Carter for 2 games after he returned to college after his agent paid for a $427 flight. Carter will miss the Vols' season opener against Furman and Tennessee's road game at Georgia Tech. The UNA Lions opened up fall camp on Wednesday as they prepare for their season opener against Samford on August 29th inside Wicks Family Field. Brett Dearman enters his 4th season as Lions head coach. The Atlanta Braves split their doubleheader with the New York Mets on Wednesday, dropping game 1 3-2, but taking game 2 1-0. Atlanta now holds a 6.5 game lead over the Phillies in the NL East. Rocket City Trash Pandas even their series with Columbus last night, taking it 5-4. Same 2 teams back on the diamond tonight. 6:05 first pitch. Make sure and download the 97.7 ESPN The Zone app today.
Thom Abraham here for my longtime friend Mike Owen of Owen Home Appliance. You know, Mike has over 25 years experience in the appliance industry, and since 2017, Owen Home Appliance has served customers in the Tennessee Valley with a focus on quality products, affordable prices, and excellent customer service. Owen Home Appliance prides themselves on community involvement as well, sponsoring local teams and events while making sure that you get the right appliance at the right price. Visit their highly interactive showroom in Lacey Springs, just 8 miles south of the river on 231.
You need to be more like a dog. Like what you guys are doing. You've got your fingertip on the pulse of your listeners. You guys know what they're talking about.
Be a dog.
God bless the show. You are the Messiah.
We need more dogs.
This is the best show on radio.
The big dog, Thom Abraham, is here with you.
Hey, I see you, dog.
So settle in and get your bark on.
That's my dog.
Now live, here he is, the big dog, Thom Abraham.
How you doing? 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 How you doing?
Look, I don't speak Spanish.
I don't know how to say this, so I'm going to choose my words very carefully. I think you're a psycho.
Do you know who I am?
I mean, that guy sounds like Dale McPherson farting into Miles Davis' trumpet.
I guess I'm on here. Am I on? Can somebody respond? Get off my lawn.
I have to drag my Yankee ass out of here.
And welcome in on a Throwback Thursday in the Doghouse. The boys are using Throwback game show music today, so that's really, really cool. We're working our way through a lot of different things here on the show as we welcome in a new audience now joining us in Nashville on Nashville Sports Radio and in Murfreesboro as well, to go along with our friends at 97.7 ESPN The Zone in Huntsville and WCDT, that's ESPN Winchester in Winchester. And it's great to have you all aboard. We'll get the phone lines opened up again in a little bit here at 256-576-4977. That number's good wherever and however you consume the show. Text window is open. We're reading and react to those on the air. If you have a question about your NFL team or an NFL question in general, go ahead and hit the text window, and I'll ask Jeff Diamond, how often do you get to talk to a former NFL executive of the year, all right? And I'll ask him your question if you want to do that. You can also watch the show on WZZN TV as well on the YouTube and the Facebook and the X. Get it at my X feed, at Thom Abraham Show. The image that is up there now, it's Throwback Thursday. It's a throwback image to the 1971 Green Bay Packers, which probably doesn't make my friend Jeff Diamond very happy, being that he's a Minnesota Viking guy over the years and, of course, was the president of the Titans as well. But that's where I went in my throwback stuff, because that was glory days for me as a kid growing up. Jeff Diamond joins us now on the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline and on WZZN TV. Jeff, welcome in. How are you?
I'm doing great, Tom. I'm okay with the Packers until the Vikings play them on September 13th in the opener. But I'm okay with the Packers. My agent group has had a lot of Packers over the years. And so I have no problem with the Packers. I used to root for them before the Vikings became a franchise back in the 60s. So
wow,
they're our border battle, neighbor, rival, whatever the case may be. But hey, I like the Packers too, but I think the Packers may have some trouble this year, Tom. We've talked about that. There are going to be teams that slide a little bit, teams that go up. I think the Packers may be one of those teams going down without Micah Parsons for half a season.
Yeah, well, not only that, they are a team that is in a division with three other teams that all feel like they're on the come, right? I mean,
Yes.
Detroit probably not going to stay down, although the Jahmyr Gibbs hold-in, that is not a thing. I don't think that's a problem at all, the Jahmyr Gibbs hold-in, because he can miss all of camp and be fine, if they get that deal settled. But then, of course, there's the Vikings, if the quarterback situation works out, and then the Chicago Bears, who had a good year last year. I actually think the Bears are going to regress a little bit, but it's a division where everybody's on the come.
Yeah, I think the Bears will regress. They have the most difficult schedule in the league, playing a first-place schedule this year compared to a fourth-place schedule last year, which makes a huge difference. And now the Lions get that fourth-place schedule, and so it's certainly a big advantage for them. And I think the Vikings are loaded with talent, and I'm going to be out at their training camp all next week. Pads go on Monday. Excited about that. I'll be watching Kyler Murray and J.J. McCarthy competing. Big news out of Vikings camp yesterday was Caleb Banks, the giant defensive tackle who had 2 foot surgeries, and a lot of people felt he was a reach in the first round. Well, he's back fully cleared for contact. So if that continues to develop for the Vikings, that's a good sign for them on their defensive line. And he's a beast up front, so that'll be interesting to watch if he can stay healthy. The Bears, I do agree. I think they're going to slide a little bit. And the Packers, I think they're going to have a problem. They've lost some key players. They've got some stuff going on with Josh Jacobs. So there's a lot of stuff going on in Green Bay.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. Our friend Kevin Stefanski, I mean, this guy, he's got to be figuring, what did I do? He goes through all that nightmare in Cleveland for 6 years of quarterbacks and bad contracts. Deshaun Watson doesn't pan out. Everything else that's been going on there. And it finally escapes that. Goes to the Falcons. They've got excellent parts offensively. Just got to get the quarterback situation squared away there. Michael Penix is injured. And then all of a sudden, Tua Tagovailoa, after day 1 of camp, is on the shelf with the aggravation of an undisclosed injury. They had already cut Trevor Siemian. They had a D3 guy from up there somewhere, Minnesota something. I don't even never even heard of the school.
Moorhead.
Minnesota Moorhead. Yeah, I mean, Minnesota Moorhead. I didn't even know it existed. And so they run out and they get Cooper Rush just so they got somebody to throw balls to people during camp. I mean, what? Stefanski's got to go to sleep at night wondering, what did I do wrong to deserve this?
Yeah, and he's got Bijan Robinson doing a hold in, which, as you said, not a big deal at this stage, but we'll see how that plays out, because I think guys like Bijan and Jahmyr Gibbs, they want to be paid more than the top running backs. They want to be paid like wide receivers, closer to 30 million plus a year, or even 40. And a guy like both those guys are big in the passing game. So that's going to be interesting to watch how that unfolds. But yeah, I feel for Kevin. He's a great guy. I got to know him very well when he was the offensive coordinator with the Vikings, and before he took the job in Cleveland. And then he goes to Cleveland. He inherits the Deshaun Watson mess, as you said, and all the different shenanigans with their quarterback situation. And he goes to Atlanta. They immediately get rid of Kirk Cousins, who was his guy in Minnesota, and now he's got Tua with what they're calling a back injury flare up. We'll see how long that can last. Backs can be tricky, and Penix is coming off whatever his third ACL going back to college and the NFL. Yeah, that could be certainly very problematic for Kevin, and I feel for him in that situation, because he's in a very winnable division, certainly, and especially when you consider the Bucks have issues with Baker Mayfield and Vea, and so there's a lot of stuff going on in that division. The team that may sneak in there is New Orleans or Carolina, again, as they did last year.
Yeah, or Carolina. And, Baker Mayfield says apparently he's going to play it out and see what happens. The thing is that he's getting to a funky age, where there'll be a confluence of age and how long a term of deal somebody's going to want to do with Baker Mayfield. If he has, he's going to get $30-something million this year. It's not like he's playing for the league minimum, but if he has a big year, then they're going to have a real hard decision on their part as to what they're going to do.
Yeah, definitely. And Baker has said he's been very happy in Tampa. He felt like they kind of resurrected his career after the struggles off and on in Cleveland, Carolina, and so forth. But if you're sitting in the Bucks GM in his seat, and I've been in that seat, and I would be thinking, yeah, Baker, you did okay. We went 8-9 last year, by the way, and we haven't been better than 9-8 for several years. And so, yeah, you're playing pretty good. He also lost his number one receiver, Mike Evans. So a lot going on in Tampa too, and it's kind of the nature of the beast this time of year as you start training camp, and teams start dealing with injuries, with hold-ins, with competitions. And that's what training camp's for. It's not for 2-a-day practices anymore, Tom.
Yeah, well, it's with Baker, just to quote Dennis Green, he is who we thought he was. He really is that guy. It reminds me of Matt Hasselbeck when he got to the Titans. I always said that is that, the Titans brought in Matt Hasselbeck, and I'm like, to what end? To go 7-9 or 9-7 or 8-8? You're not going anywhere. And, Baker seems to be that guy. He's going to be just good enough. He'll have some great games. He'll throw some interceptions. And if everything breaks your way, you'll go 9-8, and it doesn't feel like he's a guy for you going forward. Now, where he would end up after that, what his value would be on the open market, who knows? Maybe Cleveland would want to bring him in. That would make sense to me. It'd be better than that guy.
Yeah, I think you mentioned Hasselbeck. I think of Kirk Cousins too, a guy who has been around 500 for so much of his career. He had the big 13-win season in Minnesota in 2022, but then he gets hurt the next year and ends up in Atlanta, and has a tough situation there with an arm injury and Penix behind him, but Kirk's, you look at his career record, it's right around 500, and that's probably what Baker is, as you said.
Well, and Kurt has already been named a starter in Las Vegas, which is a smart thing for young Kubiak to do there, for Clint Kubiak to do there, and not put a ton of pressure on Mendoza to get things started here. They're actually making some smart decisions out there, and I thought that for the first time, Mark Davis actually said some things that might endear him to other NFL players when he talked about the fact that we play on grass. I was never going to do anything other than we play on grass. So even in a dome, we were going to figure out a way to play on grass. And with 92% of the players in the NFL wanting to play on grass, I think that resonated with them a little bit. Who knows? Maybe the worm is starting to turn for Vegas. We'll see.
Yeah, and I think definitely with the World Cup situation, that really opened a lot of eyes with a lot of these stadiums that put grass in for the World Cup that was demanded by FIFA and the players. And then all of a sudden the NFL players say, hey, what about us? And we'd like to play on grass. And we know that the artificial turf fields have improved over the years. It's not like Philadelphia back in the day that was playing on concrete. It was just terrible. So they're improved. And there have been injuries on grass before. I saw Kirk Cousins tear his Achilles in Green Bay at Lambeau on grass, just stepping up to throw a ball. So it can happen on grass, but certainly there's a mindset, I think, among players that it is a safer surface. And when you have a great grass field, which we had for a lot of the time in Tennessee at the Coliseum, and you think about fields like down in Miami and in Tampa Bay. I mean, some of these grass fields are just so pristine that they're great places to play.
Yeah, no, there's no doubt. I mean, I was walking around on a field where my grandson's middle school team was playing, and I walked out on the field. I mean, this is like a fairway. I mean, it was unbelievable. It was like a bent grass fairway, lush, not a weed in sight, in incredible shape. It was in Tullahoma, Tennessee, on a middle school practice field, and so it is kind of surprising that they can't figure out a way to get that done. Jeff Diamond with us here. A lot of excitement, obviously, in Nashville. And a lot of it has to go back to the staff, right? I mean, you bring in Robert Saleh, that's one thing, but look at the guys that he has, surrounded himself with. Brian Daboll, an ex-head coach who was an excellent offensive coordinator, especially with the Bills. Got Gus Bradley on the defensive side, another ex-head coach. And then, a lot of people don't talk about it, but you've got Bones in there as the special teams coordinator as well. Bones Fossil as the special teams coordinator. That's as good as it gets there. They have really and they got Bill Callahan as the offensive line coach. They really have a nice staff there.
Yeah, definitely. You can definitely see that Saleh has surrounded himself with good people and former head coaches, and I think that's a positive for a coach to have that confidence to bring in those type of people. And I think that will only help Cam Ward and Jeffrey Simmons and the players that they want to build that franchise around, and Carnell Tate and so forth. So I think the arrow should be pointed up for the Titans, but like so many teams, it's going to depend on Cam Ward's development and progression, and he's got to make a big move in year 2, and that's going to be the big question mark, as it is for so many teams around the league. So you look at the teams that are successful and that are Super Bowl caliber or Final Four teams, and almost always, occasionally there's an anomaly, such as a Brock Purdy when he was a rookie or whatever, but generally speaking, it's going to be the top quarterbacks. And so can Cam Ward get there? Can Brian Daboll help him get there? That's going to be the big question.
Training camp is always such an exciting time, and I remember back in the day when I was a college coach and we would go to various camps and spend a week here or a week there, working, or 3 days here or there. Everybody's camp was away, from home. They always had a bunch of guys that went up to Wisconsin or Minnesota or someplace up there. There would be 4 or 5 teams in one little area. And a lot of the teams went away. The Giants are at the Greenbrier, I think, in West Virginia right now. But I think something like 26 or 27 of the teams now, 26, I guess, of the teams now train at their home facility. As a GM or a team president, what are your thoughts about that? It's only the Bills, which travel right down. They go down to where I used to coach at St. John Fisher College. They go right down the road. That's only 60 miles from their home. That's where they train. But the Cowboys are still in Oxnard. The Colts travel. The Chiefs travel. The Steelers still go to Latrobe, to St. Vincent College there, and the Giants are at the Greenbrier Resort. Everybody else is training in their home facility. What's your thought on that?
Well, my first thought is I'm jealous. Thinking back to the start of my career, when one of my responsibilities early in my career as director of operations for the Vikings, I was in charge of training camps. So I would have to work with the people at Mankato State University south of Minneapolis, about an hour and a half south. And they were wonderful people to work with, but it was still a challenge to get everything in sync and move all your equipment and your weights and everything and get the fields ready and work with the catering people and get the dorms set up and non-air conditioned dorms and players carting in the window air conditioners. So I just remember those days. To get back to camp, and one of my joys when I took the job with the Titans as president was when I first heard that they had training camp in Nashville, and back in the day it was over at the Baptist facility over on the north side of town, but then of course we built our new facility, had training camp there, installed some temporary bleachers, and I love that. And then of course so many of other teams have followed suit, and I'll be out at the Viking facility next week doing my training camp reports for the local ESPN station, and so I will be out there. But it's basically a 3-minute drive from my house, so I love that. I'm very happy that teams now train in their home cities by and large, but I do think there is a little bit lost in terms of the team bonding, in terms of the team chemistry. When players, when you got 90 players that are sent off to training camp and coaches and so forth, a little bit is lost. But yet a lot of them stay in a hotel on site, and they're in the facility for 12 hours a day, and so I think it's changed dramatically, certainly, but so has everything about training camp, going back to no more 2-a-day practices, and it more days off for the players, and just a lot of changes. But a lot of it's for the better for player safety. But I do think that team bonding is missed a little bit in terms of not traveling away to a college for training camp.
Yeah, I would agree with that part of it, but it was, you're right. I mean, everything changed. Even the number of practices you can have, padded practices, which is, ridiculous. And I'll never forget what Mike Munchak said when he was a head coach at the Titans. He said, we never had to look at a sheet to see what we were wearing on a particular day. We had 13 practices a week, and they were all padded practices, period. They'd have 2 every day and 1 on Sunday, so you could go to church Sunday morning, and then we'd be back in pad Sunday afternoon. And that was it. You just knew that you were padding up, and they would let you know if there happened to be a practice, where you weren't going to be in full pads. But that was when we spent more time practicing football than we actually do now. All right, before I let you go, the Kyle Shanahan story. There were so many different layers to that. One, the fact that it was kept quiet, which in this day and age, I can't even imagine how they kept it quiet. I mean, they certainly didn't keep Tony Romo's story quiet. They certainly didn't keep, some of these other stories that have been popping quiet, but they kept this one quiet. And then the fact that apparently some highly placed, investigative reporter type people like an Adam Schefter knew about this and as a request of the team did not go with the story, which kind of brings that ethical issue up there. And you could say, well, he wasn't a player, doesn't affect him on the field. Oh yeah, he's the head football coach, and he's not in the facility, and he's not on the field. This is not nothing. And I just thought the whole scenario was very odd.
Yeah, I can't believe they kept that quiet. And Tiger had his crash. It was on the news about 10 minutes later. So
car was still rolling. I think the car was still rolling over, and they were on the news.
Yeah, exactly. So I was very surprised that it was kept quiet. I salute Kyle for coming forward and saying, "Hey, it wasn't the girl's fault; it was my fault. I was trying to get my phone that had fallen out of my hand under the seat, and boom, there was a crash." And just a good lesson. All it takes is a couple seconds to take your eyes off the road, and you could have a big problem. And that's what happened with him. And so hopefully he'll recover. But yeah, I think it's disappointing if you hear that some of the national NFL people did not, that kind of sat on that. That's not something you should sit on.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't think so. Always a pleasure. Jeff Diamond has been our guest. Jeff, I appreciate you, man. Next week when we talk, I think we're talking on Hall of Fame day, game day. Next Thursday, I believe, is the Hall of Fame. It'll be a rematch of an NFC championship back a few years ago between the Panthers and the Cardinals. I forgot about that, but David Moulton reminded me. But yeah, so the highly anticipated Cardinal Panther 4 plays for the starters.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that'll be good. All right, man.
Hey, great. Thanks, Tom. Take care. Talk to you soon.
You too. We're going to break in here. We will get the phone lines going if you want to jump on board. 256-576-4977. That's 256-576-4977. More right after this.
You're listening to the Thom Abraham Show on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
This is Brent Musburger's VSiN Action Update on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Drivers who switch to Progressive have an annual savings of nearly $750. Progressive.com.
The Atlanta Braves split a doubleheader yesterday with the New York Mets. Grant Holmes on the mound for the Braves today, minus 149. Holmes 6-4, a 3.79 ERA. It's Jake Irvin for the Nationals, 2-4, a 5.23 earned run average. Nationals a plus 123 underdog, 9.5 under the total today at Truist Park. Cameron Young, the plus 980 favorite to win the Rocket Classic at the Detroit Golf Club this week. Xander Schauffele is 16-1. Chris Cotter up 18-1. Wyndham Clark 19-1. VSiN's Wes Reynolds likes one long shot. Jackson Suber at 82-1. For more, go to VSIN.com. Mike Sennett, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
When you're craving a juicy, made-to-order burger with all your favorite toppings, it's time to head to Five Guys Burgers and Fries. Fresh, never-frozen, hand-formed patties, crispy, fresh-cut fries, savory hot dogs, and topped off with an ice-cold real milkshake. Five Guys knows what you like. Come and get it in Huntsville on North Parkway and on Enterprise, and in Madison on Moonshot Drive and Highway 72. Order online at fiveguys.com or just walk in. Five Guys. Perfection every time. If you're ready to lower your utility bills, it's time to call Eagle Insulation. Eagle can handle it all. Attic re-insulation, insulation removal, wall insulation, and new construction insulation, commercial and residential. Our primary goal is to save you money, and lots of it. Typical clients realize their return on investment within 3 to 6 months. That means the re-insulation actually pays for itself and then some. See if we can help you. Contact Eagle Insulation today, 256-755-1556, or log on insulatewitheagle.com.
Hey, I'm Bobby White, and we've got the hottest deals on the coolest rides in North Alabama during our summer sales event at Lynn Layton Ford in Decatur. With your good credit, get 0% financing, 0 payments for 90 days, 0 cost of maintenance for 2 years, and $1,000 down payment assistance on a huge selection of new Fords. Get up to $10,000 off MSRP on remaining 25 Broncos. $10,000 off. While they last, get up to $7,000 off MSRP on 25 Bronco Sports. $7,000 off. Factory fresh new 26 F-150 STX crew cabs started under $41,000, and Lynn Layton Ford will never add any dealer dock fee or ridiculous upcharge. Don't miss out on 0%, 0 payments for 90 days, 0 cost for maintenance for 2 years, and $1,000 down payment assistance on a huge selection of new Fords. Hurry to Lynn Layton Ford in the heart of Ford country, just a mile south of the Beltline in Decatur, or LynnLaytonFord.com.
ALCert number 21014.
Welcome into the hottest and coolest game show around called The Freeze. Today's contestant, Bob. Bob, can you tell me the heating and air business that provides free service with repair?
Is it Talent Heating and Air Conditioning?
Can you tell me which heating and air business provides free second opinions?
Talent Heating and Air Conditioning.
You are our grand prize winner. You have won a visit from the #1 heating and air business in the Tennessee Valley.
Talent Heating and Air Conditioning?
That's right. Talent Heating and Air is coming to you.
This is Thomas with Talent Heating and Air Conditioning, and you don't have to win a game show to use us. We have free second opinions year-round, and we're doing free service calls with a repair. So just remember, call Talent Heating and Air Conditioning at 256-503-4490 or visit us on our website at talenthvac.com.
This summer, we make HVAC history as Sensagreen Heating, Cooling, and Insulation celebrates our country's 250th birthday. Happy birthday, America! In honor of crossing the Delaware River and kicking Cornwallis out of Yorktown, Sensagreen now offers $1,776 off new HVAC systems. Give me liberty and a new HVAC smart system this summer at Sensagreen with Brian. Whatever it takes, just like our founding fathers. USA, USA, USA.
Alabama license number 12705/52808.
97.7 ESPN The Zone.
This segment of the show is brought to you by Lynn Leighton Ford. That's right. My good friend Bobby White is now at Lynn Leighton, and I'm right there with him. And you know what you'll never find at Lynn Leighton Ford? Some mysterious dock fee that can be like $600, $700, or $800. The price you saw advertised is the price you'll pay. That's the Lynn Leighton way. You see, transparency is important in buying these days, and that's what you get at Lynn Leighton Ford in Decatur. I made the move, and so should you, to Lynn Leighton Ford. Show. Stop trying to buy my house. Stop trying to buy any of my guest house. Stop trying to buy my house. Stop it. Man. I get so much junk texts now. How did they get the number? How does this happen? I mean, I'm getting a text every day now. I'm getting a text. Hey, you want to sell your house? Hey, you want to sell your property over here? Hey, you want to sell this? No, I don't want to sell the barn. I don't want to sell the house. I don't want to sell the guest house. I don't want to sell the little house. You know what I do want to sell? My motorcycle.
I want to sell my Mustang. Can you have my Mustang? I'll trade you.
I thought you did.
No, the red Mustang. People say they want to buy it, and then it like leads up to the time when they're gonna, come and stop by and grab the car, and then they never show up. They ghost me.
So I've got basically a brand new 2024 Honda Aero motorcycle.
What's that thing retail for?
$7,900. Okay, get this. It's got 414 miles on it. I mean, it's not even to the first oil change yet. It's got 414 miles on it. Now, here's the thing. As much as I love that bike and I love being out on that bike, honestly, the issue is I never have any time to get out there. My wife refuses to get on the back of it. I thought she was going to get on the back of it. She refuses to ride. I bought her a helmet and everything else.
Yeah, don't put my mom on the back of a death trap. I don't want that.
There it is now behind me. Okay, so that's it. That's my bike.
It's a nice bike.
It's a beautiful bike. But here's the thing. If I have time to do anything, and I know you'd be thinking, well, you're approaching retirement age. No, I'm not. I'm not going to retire for 70 probably. But if I have time, I would rather go play golf. Or if I have time, I would rather go take the boat out. And I don't take the bike to just run up to the store because you can't really put anything on it. I do have saddlebags on it now. But I just don't, I really don't have, I don't just go cruising. And it would be a very individual thing. My son has one that's similar to that, a little bit older model. One of my sons has one of those. And it was like this great idea. We were going to go ride together and stuff like that. Well, we don't. He works for my other son. And they're working like crazy, like dogs all summer long. But what do I do with it? It's an $8,000 bike that is brand new. So I think I'm going to sell it. The problem is every time I say I'm going to sell my bike, I go out there and I take the cover off it. It's garaged. It's out in the little barn. We got the big barn and the little barn. It's out there in the little barn. It's garaged, and it's got a cover on it. And then I uncover it, and I'm like, I can't sell this bike. But I don't know what else to do. So I got to figure it out.
Somebody buy my Mustang.
Yeah. So I'll tell you what. If you buy John's Mustang, I'll give you $500 off on buying the bike. How about that?
Ooh.
You know? A little double dip.
Let me add that to the marketplace listing.
Yeah. Add that to the marketplace. You get a great deal on a brand new motorcycle. A great deal on a brand new motorcycle. So Madden, the Madden, what is it? NFL 27, Madden NFL 27, the new one is out. And they have the 99 Club. How many guys do you usually get a 99 in Madden? Isn't that like that's obviously the highest rating you can get?
Yeah.
But what is that? Is that worth they only have like 6 guys, I think, in the 99 Club.
Yeah, it's usually around 6 or 7. Yeah. That's basically it. You get gold cleats and a golden chain for being a 99 player.
Who does? The actual player?
Yeah,
a real gold cleat and a real gold chain?
Yeah. I mean, you could wear the cleats, so I'm assuming they're not real gold, but they probably have some gold flakes in them.
So we've got video of the video game up right now on WZZN TV. I cannot get over how real it is now. I can't believe how they got the movement of the players so good. You know what I mean? I thought, I'll be honest with you, I glanced up and I thought that was just regular football highlights. When I glanced up at the TV in the studio here and I saw it over there, and then I realized, wait a minute, that's Madden 27? I mean, it's incredible how realistic it is now. So you're 6 guys that got. Do you have it yet, John? How do you do? Do you buy a disc anymore? What do you do? Do you just download it? How do you get it?
So for the most part, you get them digitally, and if you do go and buy it out and get the physical copy, it usually has a code inside of it that you get it digitally, which kind of sucks. But some games still come as discs.
So when you buy it digitally, it still costs like $60 though, or something, right?
Oh yeah. Every single year. And, I mean, they're going up in price.
Is there really that much change?
No.
I mean, if you were playing Madden 25 or 24, what's the most recent one you got?
I could download Madden 26 if I wanted to, but I don't want to.
Yeah. So you got 25 right now? Is that the most recent one you got?
I think the last one I played was 25, but I could download 26. I have Game Pass, so I can get games for free on a subscription base. So
Josh Allen
deserved.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Jamar Chase, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Miles Garrett.
Oh, that's
defensive player. Yeah, that makes sense. Defensive player of the year. This one that surprised me is Trey McBride.
That one,
you'd have a tight end.
Yeah, that one surprised me too. I didn't think he was the best tight end in the league, but I guess he's pretty good.
I mean, it's a higher rating than George Kittle, Brock Bowers, Tucker Kraft. I mean, if you told me I could grab a tight end right now in the NFL, I would be grabbing Brock Bowers. And Trey McBride has got, Jacoby Brissett is his quarterback. I mean, that's, can you hear that? Can you hear that in the background?
I could hear a little bit of it, that humming. I think they evened out the playing field with the Trey McBride being a 99.
I lost a tree in the front of the house. The 2 big maple trees in front of the house?
Is it the one on the left?
The one if you're on the porch, it's the one on the left. If you're in the street, it's the one on the right. So they cut the tree down. Jose, my tree guy. Jose, the tree guy. I don't even know his last name. I think it's called Premier, something like that, Premier Tree Service or whatever. They were very impressive cutting the tree down. And what they're doing now is grinding the stump. It sounds like they're already done. They had to grind the stump for me. Jackson Smith and Jigba.
Valid.
Is it?
I think it's very much valid. He's going to be my first pick in fantasy football this year.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
First pick? You're going to go with a wide receiver first?
He's a first rounder.
Matthew Stafford is the other one in the 99 club.
I think he's
now in
oldest.
Our fantasy
99.
He's the oldest. Now in our fantasy football, we had a touchdown. The details about fantasy, about the DFL this year. I mean, should I just go ahead and blurt it out there? I mean, I don't have to have a big reveal show or something. Should I just go ahead and throw it out there?
I guess.
You ready?
I don't know exactly where you're going with this. I don't even know if I'm playing this year. It's so stressful.
Why not?
It's so stressful.
You're one of the stressful?
It's like the most stressful thing to have to deal with over the football season, I will admit.
Well, you're going to be a commissioner. And so is the Bandy Man. Bandy, are you prepared to be a commissioner in the DFL? And you return to the fold here?
He can't hear you, but yes, he is. He is very much ready. Yeah, he's done it multiple years.
It's going to be, the draft is going to be on Thursday, August 27th at Carrabba's Italian Grill. Thursday, August 27th at Carrabba's Italian Grill. Do you want to make an image for that, John, and go ahead and post it, a save the date deal for the DFL, play fantasy football with the Thom Abraham show?
Yeah.
Play fantasy you go that.
Save
fantasy football with the Thom Abraham show. Would you have isn't there a DFL logo? Don't we have a logo for the DFL?
Yeah, we got something for it.
Yeah. Carrabba's Italian Grill on Thursday, August 27th. All right, it's out there. No fanfare, no, it's just out there. Just throw it out there. Speaking of video games, I understand that in the NCAA 27 video game, do you do that? Do you do NCAA too? In NCAA 27, it's they've got NIL in there. So now you've got to figure out like the NIL valuation for a player and all like that. I mean, that sounds annoying. Why do we want to do that?
Just more things that I'm not going to deal with in my dynasty mode.
So dynasty mode is what? What does that mean? That means like old school?
No, that's like that's like the franchise mode in Madden.
So you don't have to have. So they do that in NCAA 27.
Yeah.
So you don't have to do NIL stuff if you don't want to.
No, you don't. It's all in the settings beforehand, and you can adjust it to what's like. Do you want to do the NIL? Do you want to do the recruiting? All of that type of stuff. And I usually just say, let's leave it to the computer. I'm just the coach.
Just play the friggin' game. If I ever played a game like that, didn't they used to have coach mode? Where that's all I want to do is pick plays. I don't want to do the X and the Y and twirly with my thumb and squeeze the thing. I just want to pick plays. All right. If you told me that I could play a video game where I just pick the play and you pick your play, but the thing is that you get to see me picking the play I'm playing. If I'm on offense and I pick a waggle, you're picking the defense. You can see what play I picked, right?
This is true, but at the same time,
I want to go in a huddle.
It shows you like 3 plays, and it gives you X, Y, and B or whatever, and you can press the button. And so I don't know exactly what play you're running, but it's a little bit of the trust aspect of it.
So somebody put up an image of the wing tee. This is the second most engagements I've ever gotten on an X. They put up a image of a wing tee play, and it was a double counter. Right? It was a wing counter with misdirection. Okay, and that's what the wing tee is. A lot of guards pulling, a lot of misdirection. So they put up this video of it, and they said, "Can you imagine having to watch this every Friday night?" And I was like, "Yeah, that's one of the most beautiful offenses ever invented since ever." The wing tee. You got a hip, you got a wing. The hip is the guy that is the wing that's on the hip of the tight end. The wing is the guy that's on the hip of the tackle on the short side. Then you got a fullback. You got the fullback dive, and then you've got all the counter plays off of it. And a lot of the NFL stuff, counter gap, where you're block down on the front side, pull the guard tackle on the back side, replace for for the fullback. Fullback blocks the backside defensive end. That's wing T. That's stuff out of the wing T. And then you've got the waggle out of the wing T, which is misdirection. You faked it, the counter. You faked in the counter gap, and the quarterback boots out, and you hit a tight end on a drag. I'm getting all coachy right now, but I'm just saying that's the wing T. And then when you get done hitting the tight end on the drag, you have an over-under route where the quarterback has an option route, and if they jump the drag, you hit the deep guy. There's so many things. Wing T is a beautiful, beautiful offense. So this guy posted this thing, and I said, I respectfully disagree. I mean, all we get now is a bunch of everybody's doing the same stuff, all doing the same spread offense. Very vanilla. I'd love to show up on a Saturday night or a Friday night someplace and see the wing T being run properly. It's a fantastic offense. That post has gotten 500 likes, John. The only post I ever had that got more likes was I posted a picture of my wife on her 60th birthday, and she was at a wedding, one of my daughter's weddings, and it was her on her 60th birthday, right around her 60th birthday, and nobody believed that she was 60. It got over 200,000 mentions and likes. They're like, oh, there's no way. You're lying. There were women that were saying that she was tuned up. My wife's never had any kind of anything, any surgery, any Botox, any of that stuff. That got 200,000. But the wing T, my endorsement of the wing T, oh, you can't come back. You can't throw the ball. You don't know what you're talking about. They kept making references to the option. I'm not talking about the option. You don't even know what you're talking about. Brandon is up. Brandon, welcome to the show. How are you?
As far as I know, the JYB has never been older than 39 and will never be older than 39.
She was like 30-30. I called her 30-30 when she turned 60.
That's good stuff. That's good stuff.
30-30.
You were talking, I guess it was Tuesday, about the Ward Manual situation.
Yeah.
Let's call that what it really is. After that law firm filed that lawsuit and found that handwritten note where he said that Paige Shiver could not travel out of town with Sharon Moore. Once that law firm found that note, they said, we're in trouble. And they went to Ward Manual and they said, look, you're complicit in all this and somebody's got to go. But we'll give you a whole lot of money and be very nice about you leaving if you just keep your mouth shut. And that's exactly what this is.
If you could resign, he's going to resign at the end of the year. He's already announced his resignation at the end of the year, and they owe him $7.1 million. Excuse me, 21 days after he resigns. What the heck is that? Who gets to resign and take their money with him?
Somebody just getting hush money.
That's called getting canned. Is what that is.
Yeah, he's getting to leave, and they're going to let him keep some money because if they'd have just straight out fired him, he could tell you where all the bodies are buried.
Yeah, right. That's him exactly. You know, you may be exactly right. That may be like, look, we do a non-disclosure, and we'll give you $7.1 million within 3 weeks of the time that you quote unquote resign, and we'll all go our separate ways, and we won't tell you about everything that's going on at Michigan over the years.
Yeah, because if that law firm screwed up and found the stuff that's getting him to quote resign, there's no telling what he actually knows and could actually prove.
Right.
So, I mean, he's just getting by with that. And on devil's advocate of that, Nate Oates just married his 31-year-old staffer the other day.
I saw that.
And I get that she's 31, but I kind of got a problem with that too.
Yeah.
And I like him, and I don't know if it's necessarily firing territory, but I got an issue with you doing that.
Yeah, it's not firing territory, but I mean, he divorces his wife and he marries a staffer that's 20 years younger than him. I think he's 51 and she's 31. Yeah, it's a little bit seedy. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, you gonna come over for you're gonna come over for DFL?
What day?
August 27th. It's a Thursday night at Carrabba's.
I will
Put it
say
on your
right
calendar.
now, that's a hard maybe, but it's a hard
maybe.
like 80% chance. 80% chance I can make it.
Bring your son with you. He can have a team too. That'll be fun.
And they've already started back to school. They'll start next Tuesday.
Yeah. Yeah, that would
It'll be midnight before I got him home.
That's true. All right, man.
What?
It's a good job by you.
Roll Tide.
Grumpy is next. Grumpy, welcome in. How are you?
Hey, pretty good, man. If I was a salesman down there at the radio station, I would go down and I would have you guys having a remote at a pedicure place. Yeah, I would have you down at the claw and order so fast it would make your head spin.
I wonder if they do that at like Dan Terra. I used to have Dan Terra on as a sponsor. Remember them? You know, with the spot.
Yeah. And if I had a pedicure place, I'd name it Nail Files. That's what I'd name it. Hey, listen, man. Back when I was a kid in the 80s playing football at Grissom, we didn't get pedicures, but we did have a projector that had a hot bulb because that was before LED lighting. And when you would trade film with other common opponents, you could get some Central of Tuscaloosa footage. And everybody, all the players would pack in the coach's office to watch the footage from Central of Tuscaloosa back when they were running the wing tee. And they had they would have the kids that would spin around in the backfield two at a time, one in front of the quarterback, one in front of the guy with the ball, one in back with the guy with the ball. It was razzle dazzle, but it was solid, you know, and you didn't know who had the ball. And they used to melt more. Central Tuscaloosa had more tapes melted than anybody I know. And if you played football in the 80s, you know what I'm talking about. Because when you pause that film to see who's got the ball, the bulb would melt the film.
Yeah.
You remember that?
I do remember that.
And then you had to patch
if the fan wasn't working properly. I mean, they had a fan to keep it from doing that. But, yeah, if the fan didn't work properly, it would do it. I'm telling you, man, it is a sweet, sweet offense, the wing tee. Very sweet.
It is. I wanted to chime in on that. And, hey, listen, high school football is still the best bang for your buck. Everybody out there, go see a high school football game this year. I know it's early in the season to be talking about that, but I get more pleasure out of going to see a high school game than I do any
Not
other
that
level
early.
of football.
Not that early. It's coming in 3 weeks.
That's awesome. Yeah,
appreciate the call. Let's get a final break in. We'll come back. Jose, the tree guy, wants to see me, so I'm going to go see him, and we'll be back to wrap it up next right here on the Thom Abraham Show.
You're listening to the Thom Abraham Show on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Since 1983, Berkshire Hathaway Rise Real Estate's Ann Adams has been your local go-to real estate expert in the area. As a buyer, you can trust Ann's in-depth knowledge of the local housing market to narrow available properties down to those you'll be interested in, saving you time when shopping for a new home. When you're ready to sell, Ann's expert negotiation skills will ensure you get a fair price and hassle-free experience. Call Ann Adams today at 256-337-2625 or email annadamsrise@gmail.com.
You invest in your customers with your heart, soul, and skill. Well, it's time to invest in yourself with the next generation Cat 255 compact track loaders from Thompson Tractor. After all, those who give their best deserve the best. And this machine has it all. With features that include a more powerful engine, tri-axle truck loading capabilities, a spacious cab, and a smooth ride for all-day comfort. Thompson Tractor knows how much value you place on your customer's satisfaction. It's how you build your business. It's also how we build ours. Since 1957, hardworking folks like you have counted on Thompson to provide the absolute best lineup of equipment in the industry, all backed by a customer service and product support team that time and again have proven to be second to none. It's all about maintaining peak performance. Always has been, always will be. Visit ThompsonTractor.com for details. Thompson Tractor, we're here for you.
Welcome to Southern Wagyu Steakhouse and Meat Market in Huntsville. From hand-cut premium steaks and chef-crafted Southern favorites to phenomenal made-from-scratch desserts and restaurant-quality meats you can take home. Every meal is made with passion and served with genuine Southern hospitality. Join us for lunch or dinner. Attend a monthly 5-course supper club or stop by to stock up your grill. You'll see that we deliver excellence from prep to plate. Southern Wagyu Steakhouse and Meat Market, corner of Highway 72 East and Jordan Road. Come taste the difference.
There's power in caring when it is put into action. Each year, our bankers serve on nonprofit boards, support our local educators, and volunteer with our hometown food bank. I'm Bobby Humphrey, Vice President of Business Development for Bryan Bank, and community service is just not a line item in our mission statement. It's who we are. Because after all, Alabama is our home too. That kind of commitment to community might not be what you would expect from a bank, but it's exactly what you can expect from us. Give us a call or stop by one of our 2 offices in the Huntsville area and experience unbeatable service and legendary results.
Bryan Bank Equal Housing Lender, NMLS ID 2428943, member FDIC.
SportsMed is the official team physicians of the Rocket City Trash Pandas. And if the pros trust SportsMed, you can too. SportsMed provides every service you might need for complete orthopedic care, specializing in orthopedic surgery, sports medicine, joint replacement, spine surgery, neurosurgery, and podiatry. And they offer their own brace shop, in-house full-body MRI, physical therapy, walk-in clinic, and so much more. 4 locations and on the web at sportsmedalabama.com. When you call most roofing companies, all you'll hear is, you need a new roof. Not when you call Fleming. At Fleming Roofing and Restoration, we're focused on your needs, whether it's an easy repair or a full roof replacement. Folks around here have trusted Fleming since 1965 for all their residential and commercial roofing needs. And as the area's storm damage experts, Fleming knows all the ins and outs of the insurance claims process. Log on FlemingHSV.com to schedule your free estimate today. Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We show up.
No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
A wise man once said, if you take care of old folks and children, everything in the middle will take care of itself.
Hi, I'm Danny Aldridge, lawyer in Alabama and Tennessee. In the next 20 years, the number of those folks over 65 years of age will more than double. In our golden years, the most important goal is to be treated with dignity and have control over doing what makes you grateful with those you love. At the Aldridge Law Firm and the Legal Town Center, we're dedicated to help you with these goals, and we'll be there when life throws you those inevitable curveballs. Let us assist you with your legal needs, whatever they may be or become. You may reach us by phone at 256-534-3188 or online with Dan at danaldridgelaw.com. Just remember, we're here to help. Whether it's personal injury, wrongful death, fraud and cheat, or estate planning made complete, we're here to help.
97.7 ESPN The Zone.
This segment of the show is brought to you by my good friend Mike Owen at Owen Home Appliance. You know, I've known Mike for over 20 years, and no one knows the appliance business better than Mike. And he's always there to help support whatever we are doing on the show. And they've got all the major brands like Maytag, GE, Whirlpool, Electrolux, Speed Queen, and more. Visit the interactive location in Lacey Springs, where you can try the washers and dryers before you buy them. Owen Home Appliance Center. Quality products, quality prices, quality service. Owen Home Appliance. All right, that's going to do it for the show. In the hopper. Glad you have joined us today. Remember, tomorrow it's Football Friday. And tomorrow we will have 4 more SEC teams for you to pick the win totals on. We'll have Georgia, Florida, LSU, and Texas. That's where I think I'm going. Georgia, Florida, LSU, Texas. 4 SEC teams for you to pick the win totals on. So you want to get ready to do that. We'll reset the ones from last week as well if you missed them. Alabama, Auburn, Vanderbilt, and Tennessee. Those are out there online somewhere. All right, for Grasshopper and the Bandyman, I'm Thom Abraham. Have a great day, everybody.